You know what I mean?
So, folks, what we're going to talk about today, because baseball is baseball, and you know, I feel like we can, if you guys want to stick around, you know, if you're watching live,
Yeah,
we'll go into more on baseball because some leaks have happened.
Oh my God, yes.
But in the interim, the Oregon Ducks have released new hockey uniforms, friend.
Dude, and look, Oregon across the board, except for as we've just like we talked about the eggshells previously on the pod, you know, the football unis, you know, Phil Knight, Nike, Oregon does a lot, but it's hard to mess up that color scheme. And, you know, the duck is a win as long as you're Anaheim or you're not Anaheim and you don't do a web foot is the damn logo. They go back to the kind of the rubber duck logo that's got the Oregon little cap on, and it's such a great logo, dude. And you know, it's the apple green as opposed to the dark green, so it's kind of the throwback Oregon color scheme, which is always a win. And you know, you have kind of a Minnesota North Starry, you know, template to these things, and then you add that rubber duck, and it looks cool, man. It looks cool. There's a lot of good college hockey sweaters. And, you know, Minnesota Duluth comes to mind. Arizona State's got some good stuff with the fork and whatnot. I mean, hell, they're so good that an NHL team plays in their arena. So, you know, these are top notch, man.
I love them. And again, when you first look at it, the idea, or if I tell you, hey, there's going to be like a rubber ducky on this thing.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You should, like, the immediate thought would be, oh, okay, well, I'm out.
Yeah.
But everything about it just works. I love the stupid thing.
It's awesome, dude. It's so cool. Like, and I don't know offhand. I'd have to, March Saw almost had one there. I don't think they've ever used that on their football uniform itself. They've used it in like the end zone or at the 50-yard line as the logo. I'm almost positive, but I don't think they've used it on a helmet. So to see it as a prominent feature on a uniform itself is super fucking cool, man. You know, that's one of those things that, you know, it probably doesn't get enough love as it should, to be honest with you. I had kind of forgotten that they even had the rubber duck gimmick until we were just looking at the sweaters, and it was like, oh yeah, that thing's cool as hell. So, and that's just kind of the luxury of being the University of Oregon and Phil Knight. And you can pull all this various shit out of your arsenal, and it's like, it's not even reserved just for football now. It's like Oregon's bled over to hockey even.
Which is cool, because I feel like a lot of college hockey got a little bit more run than usual this year because of, or I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me paying more attention to pro hockey, but still, I do feel like the Frozen Four actually got some coverage.
Yeah, they did, man. And it's cool when it does, because it's, you know, it's like, hey, we've got a tournament too, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's not, the quality of college hockey isn't what college football is or college basketball is, because you have, you know, in hockey, you've got so many guys that come from other countries, you know what I mean? And other leagues, especially primarily in Canada, to where not everybody's going to be playing in college, but it's still fucking cool, man. And it's something that, again, when you're,
hey,
I don't know what just happened, but Nick Paul got a goal, and he always shows up randomly when you forget he exists, and he pots one for you.
Man, I've forgotten. I've lost count of how many shorts I've made of just this situation.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
Hey, he's got us on the board. So, yeah, game 1 of the West Conference Finals against Minnesota.
Nick Paul in the charge.
And Nick Paul strikes first blood, because of course he does.
Gotta love it.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know. Closing thoughts on Oregon Ducks hockey sweaters is cool move, man. I dig
absolutely
it. And I want to see a lot more. And it just kind of goes to show you, like, especially with the NHL, you don't gotta go crazy, man.
No.
like simple with hockey sweaters just works.
Exactly.
And you know, I guess to that point, we'll see what happens with Fanatics in charge next year. But
yeah, man, it's still crazy to me to think about, because I remember when Fanatics wasn't like a fucking conglomerate, you know, when it was just like I mean, kind of like in East Bay, only without shoes, obviously, you know what I mean, where it was a place to go, and then you look up and you're looking at, you know, even NASCAR and WWE, let alone NFL or MLB, and you're like, everything says a Fanatic experience next to it, and you're like, well, when did this happen? These motherfuckers own everything now. So it's very weird kind of knowing what they came from, and now like they're gonna be it for hockey sweaters. So I mean, good for them, I guess, you know, just
probably bad for us.
Yeah, please let them not suck, and don't be the Reebok Edge generation.
We don't need piping.
No, we don't. Please don't do
when
that.
Has piping ever worked?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, look at the 2000s NFL gimmicks that are finally getting phased out of the league.
Oh my God. I wanted to turn it into Goligoski or Giordano or somebody. I don't remember who was right there.
It'd be like that. That's all right. We're up. So long as we hold, we Gucci. Yeah, the Flyers updated all their social media stuff today to the new shade of orange, which means the sweaters are probably coming soon. But they're going to kind of be like the modern refresh thing too. And what was it? A new era of orange, or new era for orange, I believe was like the tagline. It's just like, but it's not though. It's going to be the same gimmicks we've used, and it's going to be, you know, we're just going back to the better shade of orange than the one that's been used lately. So I don't know, man. It's kind of, from all reports, it's going to be tough to judge Fanatics in the job they do based off of our shit, but I still am hoping for not a disaster completely. You know, just let him be, and, you know, please don't let the goofy era of Reebok Edge and piping and shitty stuff return to hockey, because it looked terrible and we all hated it.
And somehow Columbus is still there.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, it's like they still look exactly the same. So what the hell?
Well, that's our thoughts on the Oregon Ducks. What do you guys think of the Oregon Ducks new stuff? If you haven't seen it, go look it up.
You definitely should look it up. It's definitely worth a look.
If you're a hockey sweater, and Joe sent it to us. I mean, I think I had technically seen it somewhere in the feed, but Joe directly sent it to us yesterday. So
yeah, they're great. They're great. If we can find, you know, if maybe one of these sites could get a college hockey section,
dude,
that'd be swell.